You don't own your reputation at all. Your reputation's owned by your customers, your stakeholders. They're the one who say, yes, they're a great organisation, or they're not, or they're a mediocre organisation. It's your stakeholders who control your reputation. You control your brand, which is what you put out there, but as far as reputation, which is obviously all about perceptions in a lot of cases, is actually controlled by stakeholders. And it's extremely important that you consider stakeholders all the time in making decisions. And I'll talk about why this is really, this whole thing about, oh, we've got a great reputation, we don't have to worry about anything, you know, our brand is really good. Well, it can go bad really, really, really quickly. I do a lot of commentary in the media, particularly with the ABC, about reputations. And this is an interview I did with the ABC back in July, which seems a long time ago to me. But we were talking about Qantas and the baggage handlers and flights being cancelled and what they could do to protect their reputation and their brand. Well, the first thing is recognise that you don't own your reputation. The customers own your reputation, and that's why Qantas' reputation as a reliable carrier was going down and down. Their brand was still out there. They're spending millions of dollars on advertising and branding and logos and all this sort of stuff, but their reputation was falling. And the problem with reputation is it takes a long time to build reputation, but it can be lost instantly. Reputation, although built over many decades, can suddenly go from high to low. Why is that? How does that happen? Because of high expectations. If you want a high reputation, you must meet the expectations of your customers or stakeholders. And this is where a lot of CEOs go wrong, because they become very inwardly focused. They become very much looking at, oh, we're doing a great job. We've got all this technology from SAFTA and, we're really making inroads here. But out there, their reputation is suffering because they're not considering what their stakeholders will want them to do or expect them to do. And this is really what it's all about. It goes wrong because of this. And it's a nice squiggly chart. I hate PowerPoint presentations because they can get really, really complex, like SAFTA's really logical, mathematical mind goes, I'm going to put all this stuff on this PowerPoint because it looks really, really good. And it makes this, sound really good and got all the evidence here. Whereas a person like me who deals in reputations, brands and media and crisis management, I don't want to know that stuff. I want to deal with what you think about things. So here is where it goes wrong. This is it. This is your organisation's actions and decisions over this side of the corner, okay? The boardroom decisions, your operational decisions, and so on and so forth. Where you're going to build your next facility and take care of the elderly people. Over on this side of the field, we've got stakeholder expectations. What do they expect you to be doing? Right? This could be your investors, this could be your clients, this could be your suppliers, and really, really, really importantly, this could be your staff. Which is another point that I haven't got on the slide, but often organisations overlook their staff as a valuable stakeholder, internal stakeholder, because their staff run the machine. And if without your staff on board or not being happy to be there, your machine stops. And in fact, research shows that staff are the most valuable asset of any organisation. And they're often overlooked. They're out of the loop. When it comes to a crisis, the staff are last to know, or they're first to know through the media, not through the organisation. Organisations in a crisis are very, very poor at managing their staff, who in fact are their best asset. You obviously have nursing homes, right? In your facilities, your relatives of these people in there are really worried. They talk to staff who go, well, I don't know what's going on. Well, I haven't heard anything either. Well, doesn't this organisation know what it's doing? It's not even communicating with their staff. They don't even know what's going on. The media are telling us more than the organisation. So they start failing that stakeholder expectations of what's happening here. And this could be through any decision. It doesn't have to be a bad decision. It could be whatever. you're not telling people what's going on. You're assuming they'll get it from some sort of osmosis. So the idea is meeting this expectation. Now, this is where the trick is. This is the way you prevent a crisis. And that is the gap between here and here, the sort of black hole as we call it, has to be the smallest gap possible.